When is the evening? In the Torah, a number of commands refer to the evening, either telling us to do something at evening or telling us that some event is taking place at evening. For example, Leviticus 23:32, in describing Yom Kippur, "And you shall humble your vitalities in 9 to month in evening. From evening unto evening you shall cease your ceasing." So from the 9th of the month in evening, from evening unto evening, we are ceasing our ceasing. We are doing no work. We are observing Yom Kippur. So knowing the timing of the evening is crucial to knowing how to observe this command, because it begins at evening and it ends at evening. Another example is the Passover command. In Deuteronomy 16:6, however, it also describes evening in another way. "You shall slaughter the Passover in evening, as coming of the sun." This coming of the sun refers to the sunset. So in this verse and in other verses, there is reference to the Passover being slaughtered at evening. In this verse it says in evening, in some other verses it says between the evenings. But this verse tells us it's going on at the coming of the sun, at the sunset. Another example of this is Leviticus 15:16. "And man that lying of seed shall go from him, and he shall lave in waters all his flesh, and he shall defile unto the evening." So when this takes place, a man becomes unclean, and he is commanded to wash in water all his flesh. And then unto the evening he shall defile. So once the evening is there, he is no longer defiling, he becomes clean again. So we have another reference to unto the evening. And we can see this same ritual being applied to the army in Deuteronomy 23:10-11. And in this passage, we are told what that time is, what that time of the evening is. "That man shall be in you, which he shall not be clean, from befalling of night, and he shall go to from outside to camp." So a man is becoming unclean because of an occurrence of the night, and he is commanded to go outside the camp. "He shall not come to midst of the camp, and it shall be to face of evening. He shall lave in waters." So he is supposed to stay outside of the camp while he is unclean in this state. But when the evening is nearing, when it is the face of the evening, as the evening is approaching, he is washing in water. "And as coming of the sun, he shall come to midst of the camp." So we saw in Leviticus 15:16 that such a man is defiling unto the evening. And in seeing it applied here, the man is washing, just as we saw in Leviticus 15, and then as coming of the sun, as the sun sets, he is coming back to the camp. He is no longer defiling. He is not unclean. The rituals of the Torah often involve the evening. We saw this with cleansing rituals. And this also takes place with some of the holy meetings, such as Yom Kippur and the Passover. And there are other tabernacle rituals that involve the evening also. But when does the evening take place? How do we know what time this is referring to? Deuteronomy offers us 2 examples where the evening is described in a different way. It is described as the coming of the sun, the sunset. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out some of my other videos on other Torah issues, and be sure that you stay in touch so we can continue this discussion. Thanks for watching. Remember the commands. Shalom.